Carolina Hurricanes goaltending is not getting it done. What are they going to do to solve that? Ethan Bear has decided not to go to Vancouver. Where should we expect Bear to go? And finally, Andrei Kuzmenko is in the Doghouse in Vancouver. Could he be on the move? We're going to talk about that and more coming up next on NHL Rumors. Well, the Carolina Hurricanes struggles continue. They've lost 5 straight on the road, and their goaltending right now is really the worst in the National Hockey League, certainly by save percentage. These guys are just not getting it done. Freddie Andersen went out with a long-term injury. He's got blood clot issues, and looks like he may be gone for the season. And Antti Raanta and Pyotr Kochetkov, the duo that's left to do the job for the Canes, are not getting it done. So what are the Canes going to do about it? They're clearly out shopping. And again, Pierre LeBrun, one of the insiders in the National Hockey League, was saying this week that the Canes are all over this, trying to find a solution. The Canes really have 2 options. They can go with a short-term solution, somebody that has a contract that would be up at the end of this year and decide to solve it in the offseason, or they could try to fix it now. But either way, they've got to find help, and they've got to find it fast. So let's take a look at who they might be looking at. If you look at the short-term side, Kaapo Kähkönen is a guy that certainly could fit the bill. Kähkönen, 27-year-old veteran, formerly with the Wild, now with the San Jose Sharks, has had a pretty solid season this year. He's got a close to 900 save percentage. He's definitely been in that range throughout his career. And he's a guy that has a friendly contract at $2.7 million for this year, and then he's up. So he's a guy that could certainly fit in under the cap, and he could help them immediately. His teammate, of course, Mackenzie Blackwood, we've talked about him numerous times. He's got a equally friendly $2.35 million deal, but his goes till 24-25. He's been playing strong hockey as well. So both of those guys could be short-term solutions. If you wanted to go longer term, they might consider Elvis Merzlikins. Apparently Merzlikins will be available, and he's a guy that, again, 29 years old, he's 6'3", he's a good solid-sized goaltender. He's generally been in around that 900 save percentage, and right now sits at 911. So he's a guy that gets it done. He's really very effective in high-danger chances, and this is the area the Canes are coming up short. They're the worst in the league right now for saves on high-danger chances, and Merzlikins is one of the best. So we'll have to take a look and see if there's something there. He's got a $5.4 million deal till 26-27, so he's definitely a longer-term deal. They could fit him under the cap if Freddie goes on the LTIR, which is expected very soon. So we'll see what happens with Merzlikins as a possible solution for the Hurricanes. Perhaps even a better long-term solution in the goaltending situation for the Hurricanes, of course, is John Gibson. Gibson with the Anaheim Ducks is a guy that's been mentioned numerous times with the New Jersey Devils and others that could be a solution to a long-term problem. Gibson, of course, 6'2", 210. He's a good-sized goaltender. He's been on a long-term contract. He's going to be looking at $6.4 million to the 26-27 season. So this is a long-term decision for sure. 30 years old, definitely can continue on for quite a period of time. He's had an outstanding career so far, all with the Ducks since the second round of 2011 when he was drafted. He's had 9 of 10 seasons above 900 save percentage, and the other year it was 899. So he's really been consistent throughout his career. He had an outstanding year in 17-18, particularly 2.43 goals against average, 9.26 save percentage, and 31-18 and 7 record. So Gibson, definitely a guy that could come in and get it done for the Canes. They'd have to pay a big price for sure. Prospects and, of course, high draft picks would be part of it. The Canes probably could fit them under their current cap situation with Fred Andersen on LTIR. That would give them a chance to clear enough salary, I think, to pull it off. So would they look at something like that? We'd have to wait and see, but he'd definitely be a solution to a much bigger problem for the Hurricanes. You know, talking about Canes players and what's happening with them, Tony DeAngelo has been in the news. Tony, of course, has been apparently available for the last month, according to Pierre LeBrun. DeAngelo, again, power play specialist. He had a pretty good year with the Canes 2 years ago. In fact, an outstanding year. He had 51 points and was plus 30. So he was just lights out 2 years ago for the Canes. He went to Philadelphia, did not have a good year last year, and started the season poorly with the Canes, working alongside Dmitry Orlov. They just were not a good combination. So he's available. Teams that need power play help, I've talked about him a number of times. Obviously, the Washington Caps, Calgary Flames, St. Louis Blues come to mind. They're all at the bottom of the league on power play, and this guy is a specialist. Interestingly enough, the Hurricanes' power play is one of the worst in the last 10 or 15 games. So why is he not playing for the Canes and helping them with the power play? That's a question that's got to be resolved. He could get in the lineup soon, and if he does, you can expect he's going to probably hang around for a while. Speaking of power play quarterbacks, Tyson Barrie with the Nashville Predators apparently is available. Barrie recently requested a trade by the Preds, and he's not happy with his current situation. You know, Barrie, again, a power play quarterback, is not seeing as much opportunity with the Preds. Their number one PP quarterback is, of course, Roman Josi. So his playing time in terms of Barrie has been cut back. And Barrie says, look, I want to play, and he's looking for an opportunity. In fact, he was sat out recently, and that really probably pushed the final button for Barrie. In any case, he wants to be moved out, and the same teams we talked about with DeAngelo would be good suspects. You're talking about the Capitals, you're talking about the Flames, and possibly the St. Louis Blues. In any case, Barrie is back in the lineup right now. Things have cooled off a little bit. I don't see them moving Barrie anytime soon, possibly at the deadline, but we'll expect he's going to stick around for a while with the Preds. But speaking of defensemen that are going to move soon, I think you can expect a big move very shortly by Ethan Bear. Bear, of course, has been rehabbing in Kelowna, and it was rumored that he was going to go to the Canucks. And they had offered him a one-year deal and somewhere in the range of $1 million. But now Bear has decided he wants something a little bit longer. He's looking for 2 or more years, and it sounds like the Washington Capitals are going to answer the call. According to Elliot Friedman this week, the Caps are leading the pack, and it looks like they're going to get a deal done this week. And I fully expect that Bear is going to end up with the Capitals. The other team that would love to have Bear, of course, is the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've been trying to put any kind of deal together and have had no success at all in doing that. But at this point, it looks like the Caps, that'll be a good move for Bear and the Caps. He's a solid defenseman when he's on his game. If he's healthy, he can certainly help them. He brings another offensive weapon to the back line as well. And, you know, the Caps have been winning by committee. They're having a solid season. They're not getting it from the usual suspects. You know, Alexander Ovechkin with just 5 goals on the year, and TJ Oshie with 1, and, of course, Nicholas Backstrom is gone. So it's a different cast getting it done every night for the Caps, and a guy like Bear would certainly be a welcome addition. So again, lots of excitement around Ethan Bear, and we expect to hear something later this week. You know, a couple of other guys, I've been talking a lot about the Hurricanes today, a couple of guys that I wanted to talk about who have a relationship with the Canes' top centerman, Sebastian Aho, of course, are Jesse Puljujarvi and Patrik Laine. Both of those guys patrolled the wings with Aho in the 2016 World Championships, World Junior Championships, when Finland won it, and they were outstanding. And I think you look back at Puljujarvi, who was 4th overall in the draft that year, and Laine 2nd overall, and these guys have not quite gone the way I expected. Laine has had some pretty good years, not so with Puljujarvi, but Puljujarvi is back in North America. Of course, he had double hip surgery in the offseason, was rehabbing in Finland, and recently has joined the Pittsburgh Penguins for a tryout. Whether or not that's going to work out for him, we don't know. The Pens could certainly use a guy like Puljujarvi. He's solid defensively. He's a guy that has some solid skill when he's on his game. Perhaps now that he's healthy, he'll be able to find his game and start to show some of the promise expected when he was drafted so highly. Laine has struggled immensely since going over to the Blue Jackets. He's had some big seasons in the past. He's had 5 seasons over 25 goals. He's had a 44, a 36, and a 30-goal season, all with the Winnipeg Jets. He's a guy that has some offensive skill. He seems to have lost his way. Maybe a new home would help there. They'd love to find a way to move him out, but $8.7 million till 25-26 is the problem. So both of these guys in different situations, but kind of interesting, both of them patrolling the wing on that line with Aho. And so lots going on right now. One other mention I wanted to give, and back to the Hurricanes side, it's come clear that Andrei Kuzmenko is in the Doghouse in Vancouver. He's battling a little bit with Rick Tocchet these days. Kuzmenko, of course, is an offense first guy. And since he's not scoring that much with the Canucks this year, they want him to start to do more defensively and be more responsible. And he's struggling with that. So is there an opportunity that he might be moved? Yeah, that's some of the discussion these days. A team that certainly would be interested in Kuzmenko is the Carolina Hurricanes. The Canes previously tried to sign Kuzmenko when he came over to North America and ultimately signed with the Canucks. He had an outstanding season last year, 39 goals with the Canucks, 20 points on the power play. Boy, the Canes would love to have that offense, and he would probably mesh nicely with fellow countryman Andrei Svechnikov. But they'd have to give something up, and it would probably be someone like a Brett Pesce. Of course, the Canucks have been looking to solve their right D side for quite a while. Pesce answers the call directly. He would be a nice addition for the Canucks. That might be a deal that would work well for both teams. We'll have to see how it plays out. But right now, he's still patrolling the wing for the Canucks, and Pesce is patrolling the blue for the Canes. Lots going on, as always, in the rumor mill. We're going to keep you totally up to date. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Any comments, put them down below. And I'm going to catch up to you real soon right here on stormTRacker.